Yeah, I mean, probably one thing we haven't done is had a look at the pitch just with this rain around. But I mean, we came up here a couple of years ago, I remember, and it was just such a pleasure to play here. The ground looks in magnificent nick, and the pitch I remember from a couple of years ago was so nice for T20 cricket, particularly from a batting sense. So yeah, not expecting too much different from that. I think it's a beautiful ground, great place to play cricket.
Um, Sorry, Jake got distracted by
Jordan.
visual. Oh,
Jordan.
Jake all day. Embarrassing. I'm sorry. Jordan, you've played the Renegades a couple of times this season. Tell us about what you're expecting, given we don't know the lineup yet.
Yeah, well, we haven't actually played the Renegades this season at all. Yeah, but we've played them in the past, and they're pretty sort of similar side to what we've come up against in the years gone by. So, you know, they're always going to be. I think any team in this competition is a tough challenge. So they've got some powerful batting at the top of the order, and some really class bowling with sort of Richardson and Topley. So, yeah, as a group, we'll prepare, you know, for whatever they sort of throw at us. But yeah, we're expecting a tough challenge. Like any BBL match is always a tough challenge. So we're looking forward to it.
And I kind of wish I'd let the sports journalists ask the questions first, and then I could have fed off that, because I'm sort of not an expert at anything at all. Jordan, what's your game strategy at this point, given you know you're at top of the table?
Yeah, I mean, obviously try and win as many games as we can is the strategy. But I think, you know, probably looking at our last couple of performances, we've probably been a little bit below where we would have liked. So, but you know, I guess the beauty of that is that we've still been able to win those games. So, yeah, hopefully we can sort of, I guess, moving forward, put in a few more complete performances. But yeah, obviously this is the start of our little sort of road trip, 5-game away trip, and we want to try and you know, bag as many points as possible while we're away and set ourselves up for finals. So, yeah, the strategy is just to keep winning.
So what's the feedback from coaching staff after Thursday night's scraping through win?
Yeah, I think Shippy probably had a few speeches lined up ready for that night in case it didn't go our way. So I think the main message we sort of got out of it was just the ability for this team to just win from any position. That was the thing that he was probably most proud of after the other night, when I think a lot of teams would probably fall over from there. And I think just the want in this group to want to come out on top, and the desire to win is, it's one of the best, you know, teams that I've sort of been a part of in terms of being able to fight from any sort of position and win games of cricket when you seem to have no right to.
Because it seems that it's all about the spirit as opposed to the combination of skills and the sum total of skills. You know, how do you foster that with the team?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty lucky. We've had this group together for quite a number of years now. So I just think standing on the same field as guys for, you know, the last 40 or 50 games, you get to know each other's games inside out, and then that sort of, you build sort of your culture, I guess, from that. And yeah, it's just it's been a great sort of club to be a part of in the last, certainly in the last couple of years with the success we've had, and just trying to harness that now with some small changes, some small additions to our team and whatnot, and just trying to bring them into our culture and make it as enjoyable and as fun environment to be a part of as possible.
Now, of course, we've had some weather. How does wet fields, wet wickets affect you?
I mean, just like, I think this field drains particularly well. So, I mean, I haven't looked at the forecast too much for tomorrow. I heard there's a little bit around, but looking at the ground, it looks like it takes the rain pretty well. Pitch is obviously under cover. We haven't seen that yet, but I expect it to be fine. I think they've probably had they've had this on their calendars for quite a while now, this game. So I know that they'd be preparing the best possible wicket they can. So fingers crossed the weather sort of holds off and we get a full match in. So yeah, like I said earlier, it's a pleasure to play here. It's actually such a nice cricket ground and one of the better sort of outfields that I reckon I've seen in Big Bash cricket.
You personally, what are you trying to work on?
Oh, I mean, plenty of things. Probably no different to what I've sort of worked on in other years. Just trying to play my role as best as possible for the team in that middle order with the bat. Probably haven't had the success I would have liked so far early this season, but just continue to work hard on that and my fielding and try and impact games where I can. I think I've been quite lucky this year that we've had a lot of guys step up at the top of the order, and I've probably not had to play as much of a role as yet, but I know that the game can turn around pretty quickly, and there'll be a time where I'm needed to sort of step up and play play a sort of man of the match performance, and I'm looking forward to that sort of opportunity, whether it's this week or down later in the season, and I'll be ready for that. But yeah.
Jordan, my apologies for joking.
No.
Great, Dave.
Yeah.
You've won all of your matches apart from one, and Scorchers are unbeaten so far, so would you say it's quite critical, the matches here in Coffs Harbour?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're unbeaten anymore. I think they lost their last game, the Scorchers, but yeah, I think any match, I think, we're halfway through the season now, so you want to start winning games from here on in to try and propel yourself into a good position come finals. So yeah, whilst it's us two at the top there, we've got a good opportunity to try and hopefully bridge that gap on them, and I know our net run rate looks pretty good at the moment too, so we've got that in our advantage as well. So we'll just try and, like I said, just try and win as many games as possible moving forward. Obviously this 5-game sort of away stint for us from Sydney is crucial in terms of setting up our finals campaign.
On the last match you won right on the last ball. Like, how exciting is T20 cricket?
I mean, it's probably been the most exciting game of T20 cricket, and it was 100 play 100, and you rarely see that in Big Bash cricket. You rarely see it in T20 cricket, but it certainly got us out of our seats at the end of the game there. We had a few of those sort of close wins, I remember last season, and that feeling that you get when you're able to win those tight ones it's awesome. The emotion really sort of showed, I think, on that bench when we were able to hit the winning runs the other night, and true character to be able to come over the line from a position where we probably thought all was almost lost there at one stage. So like I said, really proud of the group to be able to just hang in there and fight and pull off a pretty miraculous win in the end.
That would imply it was a bit more of a bowler's wicket here in Coffs, a bit more favouring the batsman. So last time chased down over 180 runs, and it had a little bit of something for everybody.
Yeah, it was a really good pitch, I remember, from last time. I actually didn't get to bat on it. I think that's how good it was. We only lost a couple of wickets, so we're expecting another really good sort of T20 surface here. Enough there for the bowling. I think I remember Josh Hazelwood actually bowled particularly well that night and hardly went for any runs. So there's enough there, I think, if you're good enough with the ball, and then as we saw late, in our innings with the batting, like Josh Philippi, and not sure who else turned it on that night, but the ease in which they were able to play their shots and score their boundaries was just highlighted how good the pitch is here. So can't wait to get back out there.
And just finally, in terms of the town, Coffs Harbour, is it starting to become more familiar with the Sixers, bit of a second home?
Yeah, I mean, we would have loved to have been here last year, but obviously circumstances sort of cost us that opportunity. But yeah, we'll get a bit more of a feel, I guess, tomorrow night, and in terms of that home ground sense, and then having another game here a week later is will really drive that home, I hope. So like I said, we've played one match here so far, we've won that already, so hopefully we can continue our winning ways up here. Be a nice little second base for us. But yeah, certainly from a ground perspective, it doesn't get any better than this, I reckon.
Thanks, Stuart.
Easy.